In this series I cover the maximum core population of every single country that exists in Hearts of Iron 4. And today's letter is B. We start off strong with Bangladesh. Bangladesh cannot core any extra states. While that is disappointing, well, its population isn't. It starts with 32 million people, and the maximum core population of 32 million isn't even that bad. Also, am I the only one who noticed that the port in Bangladesh is not in Dhaka, it's actually here. The railway doesn't go through Dhaka either. Our next nation is Bashkortostan, as we call it Bashkiria. Bashkortostan cores only one state at the start of the game, and that's the state of Ufa, which despite having smaller population than Kazan, and having smaller city there and having no steel, is the state which has more building slots. Mini rant over. Anyway, Bashkortostan has a core population of 2.55 million, and they can actually increase it to achieve the Meigilis dream. If they do this decision, they'll get renamed to either Ural Republic, but this state looks kinda sus. Anyway, they will core Kazan, or well, Tatarstan, Udmurtia, Chuvashia and Mariel, increasing their maximum core population to 8.22 million people. Next on the list is Basque Country, a releasable nation which at the start of the game cores the states of País Vasco, Navarra, and also Pyrénées Atlantique. To achieve the maximum cores of this country, you simply have to liberate it. Anyway, its maximum core population is 1.57 million people. I love it how they removed the countries list, so I have to add a generic tag right here, which I have to click on just to access this list. Oh my god. Our next country is Belgium. This non-existing country, from where the ISOR production is officially, but I don't trust him, has a starting core population of 8.13 million people spread around in two states of Flanders and Wallonia. It can gain more cores from repudiated Treaty of London decision, which will give it cores on all of the Benelux. However, it can also realize the European unity, which will give it cores on all of these states, increasing its maximum core population to 165.65 million people. Our next nation is Belize. Belize is a releasable country which only cores the state of British Honduras, with only 51,000 people, making it one of the least populated nations in the game. Despite being part of many formable nations, this country cannot form a single formable nation, and I have no idea why, which means that its maximum core population is indeed 51,000 people. Our next nation is Benishangul Gumuz Nation. This is a releasable Ethiopian country which starts by coring the states of Velega and Gojam, having about 1.5 million core population at the start of the game. However, it can core so much more stuff. Basically, this country can gain all of the Ethiopia's cores through crowning of Negusa Nagant focus. And let's not forget that Ethiopia can core all of Africa in like 1941, and I discovered that. Anyway, Ethiopia can core all of these states from the African Union, and on top of that, if they're either fascist or non-aligned, and if they own the state of Palestine, then they can click on a decision, make Jerusalem the capital of the empire, which will move the capital right here and also core this state as well. If after that Benishangul Gumuz nation would conquer Ethiopia, and then rush down this focus tree and reach the focus crowning of the Negusa Nagant, then they will core all of these states, having the maximum core population of 151.1 million people. The next nation is Bhutan. At the start of the game, Bhutan cores only one state, Bhutan, with a population of about 450,000 people. Unfortunately, Bhutan cannot core any extra states in this game, which is very sad, especially considering the fact that their fascist name is just so funny. The next country on the list is Love and Life, and that is Bolivian Republic. To achieve the maximum cores as Bolivia, you have to conquer Peru, after which you'll be able to revive the Confederation, basically restoring the Peru-Bolivia. This will give you cores on all of Peru, a decent amount of Ecuador, some states in Brazil, also Chaco Boreal in Paraguay, Los Andes and Formosa in Argentina, as well as Arica y Tarapacá and Antofagasta in Chile, increasing our maximum core population to 11.34 million people. Our next nation is Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is where I live. More precisely in this province, please nuke it. Anyway, Bosnia and Herzegovina starts by coring the states of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Oh my god, I know. Who could have thought? It used to be the most populated state in all of Yugoslavia before it was split up into two. It has the starting core population of 2.46 million people, which is the number we are heading towards in real life now. And despite being part of Austria-Hungary for like half a century, Bosnia and Herzegovina cannot form Austria-Hungary, unlike Croatia, which means that this is its maximum core population, 2.46 million people. This guy's name is Fed. The funny thing about Bosnia, the small flag of Bosnia, which you can see here, is actually upside down. Enough of Bosnia blabber. Our next nation is Botswana. At the start of the game, Botswana only cores the state of Bechuanaland with about 250,000 people. However, they can restore the Zimbabwean Empire, don't forget that. If they do that, they'll be renamed to Kingdom of Mutapa, and on top of that, they're gonna core all of these states, practically all of South Africa, Zimbabwe and Mozambique, as well as Namibia, increasing its maximum core population to 13.96 million people. Not bad. Our next country is British Malaya. At the start of the game, British Malaya has only 2 states and a core population of 3.78 million people, which is kind of depressing. However, they can increase their core population by reforming the thalassocracy. This decision will give the course on all of Indonesia, increasing their core population to 64.62 million people, or roughly the population of Japan. However, that's not all. Basically, if you go to custom game rules and pick Asia the colonized preset, Malaysia will get to own the states of Andaman, Cocos Islands, Christmas Island, and also Portuguese Timor, and they'll core all of them except for the most important one, the Portuguese Timor. On top of that, they can still reform the thalassocracy, which means that their cores would look like this, with a maximum core population of 64.65 million people. Our next nation is British Raj. British Raj is the second most populous country at the start of the game, with a core population of 313.13 million people, coring all of modern-day India, Bangladesh, and also entirety of Kashmir. They also core Goa and French India, however they don't control these states at the start of the game. If they would however get to control them, then they could increase their core population ever so slightly, by about another 800,000 people, which is how they would achieve the maximum core population of 313.95 million people. Our next nation is Brittany, and no, I don't mean Britain, I mean Brittany in France. Brittany has only the state of Brittany with a core population of 2.39 million people, and this country cannot gain any extra cores, which means that its maximum core population is 2.39 million people. The video was boring so far, but it might get interesting right now, because the next country is Bulgaria. To achieve the maximum core population as Bulgaria, you'd have to oppose the royal dictatorship and go for either the communist or democratic path. You have to reach the unification of the Balkans focus. This focus will give you cores on all of the cores of the Balkan nations, including Turkey, Greece, Albania, Yugoslavia, and Romania, as long as those cores are inside of Europe. To maximize this, however, Croatia would have to restore the Austria-Hungary. In the meantime, Greece would have to revive the Byzantium and do triumph for Italy and triumph for the Levant. While all this is happening, Turkey would have to go for Misak-Emili focus. They would have to unite the Azeri diaspora, and they'd also have to form Turan, which will give them cores on all of these states. Keep in mind, some of these are indeed in Europe. And after all this has been done, Bulgaria would then have to finish the unification of the Balkans focus, which will give them cores on all of these black states, increasing their maximum core population to 136.88 million people. Our next country is Burma, which has near identical color to Bulgaria. Burma starts by coring the states of Burma and also Mandalay, with a core population of 14.68 million people. Unfortunately, Burma cannot core anything else, but the population of about 15 million people isn't even that bad. Also the fact that they got more tungsten than the Portugal itself. And there is one more country left to cover, and that is Burundi. Burundi starts by coring the state of Burundi with a population of 2.14 million people. If they do form East Africa decision, you get renamed and they'll core all of Tanzania, all of Uganda, and most of Kenya. Integrate Rwanda Burundi will give them cores also on Rwanda. Dominating the late Malawi will give them cores on Malawi and Zambezia Mozambique. Liberate Sidama will give them cores on Sidamo. Conquer the Comoros will give them cores on Comoro Islands. And finally, the best decision of them all, unite the Somalis will give them cores on all of the Somalian core states, which is basically all of these states right here, which means that their maximum core population is 24.69 million people, and this huge territory, huge swath of land has only one single factory in Nairobi. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, and subscribe, because the next part is gonna cover all the countries that start with the letter C, one of which is Chile, and that one's gonna be interesting. See you in the next video. Bye. And yes, that's Communist China on Taiwan, don't ask why.